Alright, hello everybody. Gonna set myself to D&D so I don't get distracted. Alright, we are missing two people. Who doth we be missing? Cool. Yeah, as long as we have one confirmed banish, all good. And if we do have a shell for Queen and TA, that's also awesome. Alright. And just like I said in Alliance chat, please make sure you've got 5 pure essences and at least 10 re-raisers in your cache. You won't need them all in your holster. You can follow the holster guidance to get the actions you need. It's just in case we wipe, because we'll use 1 pure essence every time we wipe. I'm assuming we won't wipe though, of course, because we're absolutely amazing. And yeah, re-raisers, it's just good to have a few extra available from the start. If for some reason you don't have any of the actions or you're missing one of the actions that is in our holster guidance, please come to Odin, find me in Gangos and trade with me. I'll give you anything you need. And I'll give the last few people 5 minutes and then start pinging for backups. And yes, quite a lot of the party leaders have just came from an eternal bond of Han and Faust. And also today is the anniversary of our first clear as well. So a bit of a special day. Alright, that's everybody here. Perfecto. Alrighty. What we'll do is we're going to do a ready check. If you're ready to go and happy to go in now, hit yes on the ready check. And if not, we'll wait until the hour. That's fine, we can discuss it inside. Nagging wreck, that's not an issue. I am going to go talk to the troubled gentleman now though, so make sure you're in the correct job. And let's see if the queue works. Two more people to hit the button. And for those of you that haven't ran with us before, hello, my name is Vega. I am going to take you on a journey through DRS today to see the Queen, slay her, and get you a doggo mount with my wonderful party leaders. If you have any questions at any time, you can stop and ask in Say Party Yell Chat, and we will, of course, answer them. Archon, your gear is so glorious. And yeah, as long as you have the correct holster actions, everything else can be pretty much fixed. We had somebody confirm banish, that's great. Could the Wrens also confirm that they are bringing Rend? And excellence targets, if you please let me know that you have excellence.
I do.
Perfect, that's 1. That's 2. And the glowing portals in front of you, do not step on them. Do not step on the glowing portals. Once we step on the glowing portals and go to Slimes and Golems, you cannot come back. So once you think you are ready, if you are in A, B, or C, you stand on A. And if you're in D, E, or F, you stand on D. Make sure to activate your Pure Essence. Activate a re-raiser. Slot in the 2 actions that you'll be using from the start. Physical ranged, please make sure that if you're in the Phys range slot, you bring Perception for the start of the raid. Perception will be required on Slimes and Golems. It is pretty much mandatory. If you have any extra space in your holster, please bring more re-raisers if you are a newbie. More re-raisers means more chances to get revived if you die. Healers, you can talk about Spellforge or Steel Sting now. Make sure that one person in your party has Spellforge and the other has Steel Sting. We will need it at Queensguard. We have 2 people in A assigned Dispel for Queensguard. Could you let me know that you have Dispel either in your holster or available slotted now? Banish is not assigned, but somebody said they already have it. Yeah, I'm just going to confirm that Rend 1 has Rend with them. And they do, that's perfect. Thank you so much. That's great confirmation. Will there be somebody running Blood Rage at Trinity of Hyde? Please let me know. Thank you, Shah. How do you see non-party members? So you should be able to see them. It's possible that you can't see their names. So what you want to do is you want to go to Character Config, Display Name Settings, Others, scroll down to Other PCs, and set Display Names to Always. No, not in an interface. No. If you open up Character Config, then Display Names, Others, and then Other PCs. It's not an alliance, it's not like an official alliance, if that makes sense. Which is unfortunate. Yep, sucks. Alright, so scrolling up, let's have a quick look. D, F looks good. C looks good. B looks good. Awesome, just checking actions, that's great. We are the fake alliance. And for his range that have perception, if you could just use it now on A or D. So that's 1 on D, 1 on A, 3 on A, 2 on D. Perfect, that's great. I can work with that in it. Perfect. Slimes 1 is ready as well. As soon as Golems 2 is ready, we'll get going. I'm interchangeable hit you, but Slimes and Golems are preferred. Slimes 1, Slimes 2, Slimes 3, Golems 1, Golems 2, Golems 3. Alrighty, perfect. So, if you're in a Golems group, if you see either Zephyrin, Kira, or Hollow in your party, what we're going to do is we're going to change voice chat. We're going to go one voice chat below to the Golems 1v1 voice chat. So please go do that now. The rest of you in the Slimes group, so if you're in Hihichu's, Faust, or Chechayigan's party, please stay in this voice chat. Hichu's going to lead you through Slimes. And once we both complete Slimes and Golems, we'll see you on the other side. Please do not step on the glowing portal until your party leader tells you to. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna wait a second until people drop down to the other voice chat. Use that time to please double check that your holster is filled. So open your holsters again, check that you have everything in your holster that you're gonna need. And we're still one person too much in here. If you are on the Golems parties, drop down. Nice. Okay. So, if your party leader tells you that you are ready, we can take the glowing platform in front of us, in front of marker number A. And then we can get started. Now we're missing somebody here. Let's see. Especially for Slimes, it's super important to have everybody. Okay. I will drop Marcus. Okay. If the first ranged in the parties that have perception could please stand on the circle marker, where I'm over here on the front right, and use perception once. Tell me if you sense a trap. There's a trap, okay. And then we go over to the other side. And please use perception over here. And tell me once again if you sense a trap or not. Okay, both traps south. Great. Thank you very much. Then I'm going to call some names. If you hear your name, please stand on the corresponding marker. And if I was prepared, I would have the sheet open. A second. On marker number 1, I would on marker number 1, I would like to have Faust, Adela, Sprite, Shax, and C. On marker number 2, I would like to have Naginrek, Nevlugion, Usagi, Hanami, Cheche. On marker number 3, I would like to have Seraphine, Seiran, Char, Juliane, and Archon. On marker number 4, Osmin, myself, Yui, Aris, and Small Hands. On the north, between markers number 3 and 4, north hallway is Deak and Mothla, and on the south hallway it's Tamilisek and Gwyn. So, we're missing one person in voice, but they know where to go. Amazing. Party leads, if you could check your parties if everybody is in voice, please, that would be great. Okay, now we're 24 again. That sounds better. And then we're gonna mark the tanks with numbers. Targeting is hard. Okay. And okay, what we're going to do is our goal will be to build huge green slimes in the middle of the rooms that you can see. There's one thing, we checked for traps, so there will be traps throughout this encounter, and there will be 3 traps, 2 in the rooms and 1 in the middle of the hallway. We do have both traps south this time, the ones inside the rooms, so let me see if we have first ranged in southern rooms. We have 1 first ranged in room number 1. So Shax, before you enter your room, please stand in the doorway, press perception once, and if you reveal the trap, it's fine. If not, stand on the glowing platform in the middle of the room, and then reveal the trap from the platform. And for the southeast room, there's no first ranged assigned, so I would like to ask Aris. Aris, before you move to room number 4, please go to room number 2 in the southeast. Do the same thing over there. Stand in the hall, in the door, press perception. If you find it, it's good. If not, stand on the glowing portal. And afterwards, please move to room number 4. And for the north, for the hallway trap, there is Juliane, who still has perception. Please use perception in the hallway. In the middle of the hallway, there will be a trap. If you want to, you can follow me and see how far you can go for pressing perception. That's traps. Now for the explanations what you're going to do. If you're in the hallway, you're just going to kill some soldiers spawning north and south, nothing special. If you're assigned to a room and you are a DPS, as a DPS you will focus on red slimes. They will be dropping from the ceiling. They are called sanguine clots. Attack the red slimes as soon as you see them. Drag them away from the tanks, away from the healers, away from the middle, all the way to the outside. You stay inside the rooms, but go away from the middle as far as you can, and kill the red slimes as fast as you can. They will tether to you, they don't deal a lot of damage, just don't panic, just kill them. And if you're a tank or a healer assigned to the rooms, you have numbers. The tanks are marked, the healers, you can look at your tanks or at the number that will be inside your room. You are going to deal with the green slimes. Green slimes are called vicious clots. They spawn in the hallway and need to be picked up from there. Tanks will be picking them up in an order. You will always pick up 3 green slimes as a tank. You start with tank number 1, picking up 3 green slimes, take it to the room and keep them on the pad. They will be starting to fuse on that pad and become bigger, larger, and gain a stacking buff. Once every tank picked up 3 green slimes from the hallway, the healers will start feeding additional ones. I will call for healers in an order to pick up 1 green slime from the hallway and feed it to the tank. So there will be healers 1, 2, and 3 picking up 1 green slime and feed it to the tank. Tanks can pick it up with their ranged attack, with their shield lob, with their tomahawk, whatever your ranged attack is. And you will feed 2 additional slimes to your tank. And then pick up 1 last green slime and take it to the marker that will be in one of the corners of your room. You will keep that slime over there and wait until, just stand there. Tanks, you will target that green slime and provoke it when I tell you to. So we need to provoke at the same time. So all of the last green slimes will be pulled at exactly the same time. Reason for that is, as soon as the last green slime is fed, the big slimes fuse to a huge one with 5 stacks, and it starts exploding. Once it explodes, we all move out to the northeast of this arena. I will put the position into yell chat. If I can type. We move out to the northeast of this arena and dodge the huge explosions from those slimes. We don't need any lost actions here. Just need to concentrate and get the timing right. So it's basically just do as the callouts tell you, and that should be it. All tanks can turn their tank stances on. Super important, so you can keep aggro. But other than that, it should be covering everything. If you have questions, please ask them. And if not, we can do ready checks in all parties. If I should repeat something, let me know. If it was too fast or you didn't understand something. For the trappers again, keep in mind the south rooms have traps, so be careful about entering. And yeah, as I asked Aris to stay in the 2 first. Shax, you are in room number 1 anyway, and Juliane, be careful to reveal the traps before you launch.
We had a question in Slimes too.
Yes.
We are getting there.
Okay. There will be a countdown for this encounter as well, so please do not touch the door before the countdown is about to end. Vega will be starting in a second. Markers are inside the rooms now. Keep in mind there's traps in room number 1 and 2 in the 2 southern rooms, and 1 in the hallway. And let's go. Trap can be revealed from here, and tank number 1, pick up your 3 green slimes. Tank number 1, pick up 3 green slimes. And I take them to your room. Tank number 2, get ready. Pick up your 3 green slimes. Take them to your room. DPS, start killing the red slimes, drag them away from the markers, away from the tanks. All the way to the outer edges of the room. Tank number 3, pick up 3 green slimes, take them to your room. And tank number 4, get ready. Pick up 3 green slimes, take them to your room. And now tanks, keep the slimes on the glowing pad and drag the red slimes away from the tanks, please. Healers 1, 2, and 3, pick up 1 green slime each. Get it, feed it to your tank. Healer number 2. Then healers number 1, 2, and 4. 1 green slime each. Tanks pick them up. Keep the slime in the middle of the pad. Keep the slime in the middle of the pad, please. And healers number 3 and 4. Pick up 1 green slime, feed it to your tank. In room number 2, please step back just a couple of steps so it's in the middle of your pad. Okay. 4 stacks. 1 more, number 1. Okay, all healers pick up 1 green slime from the hallway. All healers pick up 1 green slime from the hallway. Put it on the marker inside your room. Keep your tanks alive and keep the red slimes away from the tanks and away from the healers. Cannot see room number 1. Yes, okay, every room has a green slime. Tanks, please target the green slime that your healer brought you. And you provoke on 3. 1, 2, 3, provoke. Make sure that the slimes touch. Make sure that the slimes touch. Let them fuse in the middle of the pad. Fusing, fusing. And we're moving out the north door. Everybody out of the north door. Kill everything that we're dragging along, especially the red slimes. And if somebody's lagging behind, healers can rescue them to the corner. Looks good.
Who is a bit late in the lockjaw? Could be fine.
Yeah, that was, but it was fine. I don't think we have any death.
I heard a re-raise at some point.
Yes, there was a death, but they are.
Okay.
They procced. Okay. Nice.
Hmm.
Nobody's dead on the floor anymore, so everybody can help up. Yeah. Hello.
I got 2 fortitudes.
I got a fortitude and divinity.
It's nice when you get like the ones that you're playing at that time. Okay. Everybody's back up, yeah?
Could be.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. So here we are at Trinität der Sucher. The first thing I'm going to say is if you were a physical range that had perception at the start. We're going to drag people up. Is that? No. You can leave. You can leave those there. That's not an issue. Those guys are fine. All right. There we go. All right. So if you were a physical ranged and you had perception, please now slot it away. Physical ranged, what you'll want is Lost Font of Power and your Dervish. Lost Font of Power and Dervish. Okay. So make sure you have those actions. And some general notices. Limit breaks. So limit breaks, please do not use them here. They are a DPS loss on pretty much anybody, and what we actually do is we save them for the healers. Reason being is that we cannot raise people in a guaranteed manner. So if you die, then that means we either need to rely on your re-raiser working, 70% chance by the way. Healers using Lost to Rise on you, which is not 100% chance to raise you, it's low double digits chance to raise you, so they'll need to spam a rise on you to get you back up. Or healer limit break 3, which is guaranteed to get everybody up in range. So if we have healer limit break 3 and the boss is at like 1%, I'll say use limit break, use limit break, use limit break, get everybody up. Okay? Very, very important that you understand that. From this point until later on, when I say so, Thrice Come Ruin is active. What this means is if you fail 3 mechanics, you will get Doom and you will die 5 seconds later. So keep that in mind. What other general announcements? I do apologise if I mumble a bit. I haven't hosted a DRS run in a little while, so feel free to if I miss something, let me know. That would be great. Okay, tank stance is off. Everybody should have their tank stance off apart from me. I will be the main tank. I will always have the danger Dorito above my head, so keep that in mind. Very, very important. And the Rend order. Rend 1. I believe. Let me just double check what I wrote down. Rend 1 is Shah Dalamik. You apply Rend, and then every time it comes off cooldown, please use it. And Nymea, you are second. Please wait 30 seconds, and then use your Rend. And then every time it comes off cooldown, please. That would be very cool. Okay. Cure 4. Please use Cure 4 at least once a minute. It gives your whole party a bravery buff for 1 minute, and it's an extra 10% damage to your whole party. It's also a very potent heal. So if there's a raid wide that's just gone off and it's done lots of damage to your party, please use Cure 4. You have plenty of Cure 4 actions to use throughout the whole raid. You will not run out. What else have we got? Dervish, you can use it on cooldown. As soon as Dervish comes up, you can use it straight away. And let's have a look at ninjas and scholars. So scholars, let's have a look. Iras, you can apply first chain. Gelin, you can apply second. And Amelia, please apply third. And ninjas, we have 2. Sprite, can you please use your mug second? As Bleed Rider is not in voice chat, I will be okay with them using mug first. So Sprite, if you use mug second. Thank you so much. That's really cool. Alright, so now let's talk about Trinity Seeker. Similar to normal mode, a little bit faster, hits a little bit harder, and there's some shiny new mechanics. The raid wide is called Verdant Tempest, and it does quite a bit of damage, but your pure essences will soak up quite a lot of that damage. The tank busters, I will be taking every tank buster alone, so please make sure you're behind the boss at all times. Hit you, am I okay to mark you with the a marker so that everybody knows where you are?
Hichu is in the other voice chat.
Oh yeah, she's in both. She's in both.
Ah,
Cheche, can I mark you with the circle, please?
yes, you can.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Where are you? Wow, so many people moving. Cheche, could you move to the front, please, just so I can mark you? Thank you so much. Awesome. So Cheche will pretty much always be in a safe position. You can follow the circle, and you should be okay. So swords. Swords are much faster. All 4 of the swords will glow in a predefined order, and then the boss will slash in that order very quickly in quick succession. So please get ready to move. I will be calling out something like left, left, right, right, and it is room relative. If I call left, left, right, right, get close to the boss on the left-hand side of the arena. We'll stay for 2 slashes and then move to the right for 2 slashes. I may also call something like left, north, north, right, in which case you start on the left, you go north for 2 hits, and then go right. Seasons of Mercy is similar to normal mode, but much faster, and basically an orb appears. Look away from the white orb. You'll then need to move away from the pink flower, because it doubles in size, and dodge the ice grids. I just realised I didn't want the bar. There are some images now in the run chat for you to look at if you want to look at them. So look away from the white orb, move away from the pink flower, dodge the ice grids. There'll be a knockback and hide mechanic that will be combined with other mechanics. If it's knockback, you can stand on the numbers. If it's hide, you can hide behind the wall on the letter markers. Okay? I'll also call out Sand or Stone. The boss or one of his minions will jump to either a circle, a ring sand tile or a ring stone tile. I'll call out which one's safe. So I'll call something like everybody stand on sand, everybody stand on sand. Alright. That's most of the important mechanics. Now's a really good time to ask any questions if you have them. If you have any food in your inventory, please use it. The extra HP really does help, along with all the extra stats. Let's do ready checks, please. And yes, no positionals. Again, please make sure tank stances are turned off. Let's have a scroll up. So, Slimes 3, Golems 3, Golems 2. They are all ready. Slimes 1. Okay, waiting for 1 in Slimes 2. One's ready, that's great. Do make sure to move your characters. There is an invisible 10-minute kick timer in this instance as well. And Slimes 2 is ready. Perfect. Alrighty, countdown is going to start. It's going to be 30 seconds. So you can prepare your dances, your cards, all that good stuff. The person that's doing Rend 1, that should be your first action on the boss, please. Casters, you can use Cure 4 now. Use Cure 4 on your whole party. Give everybody the bravery buff. And then we will be going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And raid wide. Alright, we're going to see swords first. And we are starting left, left, right, right. Start on the left. Left, left, right, right. Left for 2 hits. And now we move right. Look away from the orb. And we're going to get away from the flower. Alright. You can get inside the boss's hitbox behind him, please. Inside the boss's hitbox and behind him. Make sure you're behind the boss. Tank busters are next. And another tank buster, so make sure you're staying behind the boss. Awesome. We're going back into the middle soon. And the next thing we'll see is some chains. You're going to wait for the chains to disappear and then break them by running apart. Get close, get close. And now you can break them and hide behind a barrier. Hide behind a barrier. Hide behind any of the barriers. Hide, hide, hide. Hide, hide, hide. We're going to get nice and close to the boss again. Nice and close. We'll see some Ifrit Ravana style dashes. And we're going to do knockback, which is great. Start at 4. Everybody start at 4. We're going to go to 3. And we're going to knock back in front of the barrier. Knock back in front of the barrier. Alright, back on the boss. Everybody stack up on the circle marker in front of 3. Wonderful. Okay, We'll see sand or stone next. And then we're very likely to see a skip. I'll tell you where to stand. First, we're going to dodge some orange lines. And we're standing on sand. Everybody stand on sand. Everybody stand on sand. Go into cardinal of the boss. Number 2 is safe. Number 2 is safe. Into cardinal of the boss. Don't be in front or to the sides. Alright, we're going back on the boss. Nice and close to the boss. We've got Ifrit dashes coming in again. And we're starting at 2. Starting at 2. And then it's right, left, left. Right side of the arena for 2 hits between 2 and 3. We stay for 2 hits and then go to the other side. Move now. Look away from the orb. And we're getting away from the flower. Stack up nice and close. Get ready to break your chains. This is horrible. Break your chains by moving apart. And then there'll be a raid wide. Tank Buster is coming out next. Make sure you're behind the boss. And the boss will teleport himself to the middle. Nice and close. We'll get some swords along with sand or stone. So these are swords with sand or stone. We're doing north, north, south, south. Start on the north. North, north, south, south. Start on the north. We're going on sand. Everybody stand on sand. We're going to wait for 2 slashes. And then go south. Move now. Stand on stone. Everybody on stone. Everybody on stone. Let's do the bonus round. What we got, what we got. Everybody stand on stone. Everybody stand on stone. We're going to look away from the orb. Get away from the flower. And dodge the lines. Beautiful. Raid wide coming up next. And next we'll get inside the boss's hitbox and behind him. Inside the boss's hitbox, behind him. Alright, we'll burn him down. We won't see the next mechanic for sure. Perfect. Traps, 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 traps. There are traps ahead. Please pick up your loot from the personal spoils, but there are traps ahead. There are traps ahead. Please do not go ahead. The duelist will find all 6 traps for us. There are 6 in total. We are not taking the yellow pad. Please do not go to the yellow pad. We are following A, B, C. We are following A, B, and C. The caster in my party, that's Tala and Zeph. If you could please stay behind for Harmonia so that she can do the duel. She'll need Cure 4 and she'll need some dances, please. Tala, if you could head back to the duelist platform and give Cure 4 to Harmonia when she asks, please. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, we got crazy speaker skips, that's for sure. Alright, so here we are at Dahu. Everybody will be doing the Dahu fight apart from the duelist. The duelist is going to do a nice 1v1 duty, which is like a set of traps and a couple of mechanics that need to be dealt with in a special way. And when she completes that, she will basically get a double DPS buff, which will make the raid so much easier for us. As for Dahu, very similar to normal mode. There are some adds in this. The slappy that Dahu does, it's a big telegraphed slap on one side of the arena, and then an untelegraphed slap on the opposite side immediately afterwards. So you dodge the orange, then move into it immediately afterwards. Okay. When it comes to another mechanic, Spit Flame, 4 random people will get numbers above their heads. So they'll get 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, or 4 dots. Okay. If you get 1 dot, go to number 1. If you get 2 dots, go to number 2. If you get 3 dots, go to the number 3. If you get 4 dots, go to the number 4. Stay there until the boss fires a flame at you, and then you can move in. The emphasis of this fight is dodge orange, dodge orange, dodge orange. You'll hear me say dodge orange a lot, and what that basically means is there's lots of AoEs, please don't stand in them. And that is pretty much the crux of this fight. We can do ready checks in all groups apart from my group. My group, if you could just go stand on the number 4 marker. We can't do a ready check in our group because we have the duelist in our party, which is awesome. Beautiful, my whole party's here. Thank you so much. And all groups are ready. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to do a countdown. Well, I can't do the countdown, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the yell 30-second countdown. So pay attention to yell chat. At the end of that timer, we will go and pull the boss. And you can give Q4 to your whole party. 4, 3, 2, 1, and away we go. Right, wunderbar. And there is lots of orange to dodge. Lots of orange to dodge. And dodge all the orange. Keep dodging, keep dodging. And now the boss will charge across the arena. Keep away from his face. Keep away from his face. He will charge twice. So we are going towards the north. Keep away from 2 for now. Alright, nice and close to the boss. Duelist is done. Absolutely delightful. We're going back into the middle. Alright. There'll be lots of AoEs going off. Dodge orange, keep dodging orange, dodge all the orange, and then Spit Flame 1-to-1, 2-to-2, 3-to-3, and 4-to-4. Sprint if you have to, please. And once you see the flame get fired at you, you can come back to the middle. Dodge orange, dodge orange. Dodge the big slappy, and then we're going to move into it now. Alright. Now it's time for knockbacks. Knockback to number 4. Everybody can knock back to number 4. Any other safe spots will do, but number 4 is nice and safe. Gaming. Alright, get behind the boss. Get behind the boss. We're going to follow it around clockwise. Sorry, that's not clockwise at all. Counterclockwise. I'm so sorry. Alright, ads. Don't worry about the ads, you can focus on killing Dahu. I will invuln if necessary. Australian clockwise. That's so appropriate. And we are done. Perfecto. Alright, don't forget to pick up your loot. Once you pass this boss, you cannot go back to Trinity Seeker for your loot. So make sure you've picked up your loot at Trinity Seeker. You should have one of these. If you don't, head back to Trinity Seeker and make sure to pick that up and dodge the traps. If you do have it, then we can head to Queen's Guard. And thank you so much, Harmonia, for doing the duel. You did pretty great. I was watching the HP. You did good. Awesome. Perfect. And let's head to Queen's Guard. I am looking for a friendly co-tank. Let me know if you want to tank the warrior or the gunner if you want to tank with me. and I'll drop the waymarks. Whee! Fireworks. Yeah, if you do have fireworks, feel free to use them. They're awesome. But do save some for, you know, once we've killed Queen. Do we have any tank volunteers so far? I haven't. No, Sanguino, if you want to do it, that'd be great. And if you do have a preference, let me know. I'll come back to Yell Chat in a short while once I've done explanations. But mark yourself with the number 2, please. That would be great. Okay, so here we are at Queensguard. Queensguard is the longest explanations for sure, so make sure to move your character once in a while so that you don't get AFK kicked. This is the fight that requires Spellforge and Steel Sting. Okay, so healers, you should all have Spellforge or Steel Sting. Every healer should have one of those, and each party should have one person with Spellforge, one person with Steel Sting. You give your Steel Sting before we pull to everybody who does magic damage, and Spellforge to everybody who does physical. And then the first mechanic we'll see when the 2 guards spawn is Spellforge or Steel Sting. And the one that I call out, just give it to everybody in your party. Okay, if I call out apply Spellforge, just give Spellforge to everybody in your party. Okay, very important that we got that out of the way. The next thing I want healers to pay attention to is in DRS Run Chat, there is a map of this arena with some coloured orbs on it. That is for the final phase, and basically it's orbs that you need to reflect damage back to them in order to make sure that you kill them. Healers in each group, please have a chat with your co-healer and figure out which one you want to reflect. G3, for instance, is Golems 3, and S1 is Slimes 1. Party leaders, if you could just remind people what they are in, please, that would be great. Okay, and now I'll do the explanations for Queensguard. Alright, so the way this works is when we pull the bosses, all 4 of them will be on screen. Once we get the 4 bosses down to 80% or a large amount of time passes, they will disappear and they will spawn 2 by 2. The first 2 that spawn are the tanks, so that's the warrior and the knight. I'll take the warrior, please. And Sanguino, if you could take the knight, that would be great. So I'll take the warrior, you take the knight. The warrior will go to the edge, and the knight will be tanked in the middle of the arena. Okay, they need to be kept apart at all times. If they tether, they basically become quite unstoppable for a short while. They're very, very annoying. So we want to keep them apart at all times. Alrighty. Okay, the first thing we'll see there is the Spellforge or Steel Sting. I'll call out Spellforge or Steel Sting. Just apply it to everybody in your party, please. Okay? Just apply it to absolutely everybody in your party. After that, we'll see Bomb Slinger. And the way this works is the bosses will summon a number of bombs, some large and some small. Okay? What you need to do is pay attention to your character and check if you have a tether. Okay? The reason I say this is I'm going to make a call out, and the call out will be something like, if you are tethered, knock back to a large bomb. Okay? If you're not tethered, you do a knockback to a small bomb, for instance. Okay? So I'll call out for what happens if you are tethered. If you did get a tether, shortly afterwards you'll also get a debuff on your character. And it's like a little scales, and I should really add that to the bot. It's like a little scales, and it's a debuff. So if you get that, then that means you were tethered. All right. There are also 2 types of bombs, knockback or on the edge. If it's bombs on the edge, just go stand on the edge of the arena on the bomb that you need to go and stand on, either large or small. If it's knockback bombs, we'll knock back from one of the coloured waymarks in the middle towards one side of the arena. The coloured waymarks are roughly where you need to knock back from so that you don't get hit by the middle. And you need to knock back to a specific location. And again, knock back to large or small depending on if you were tethered beforehand. Very important. Okay. After that, we'll see a boost on the warrior. Can we confirm that we have Dispel in Yell Chat, please? That would be delightful. Dispel is used to get rid of boost on the warrior. It applies a massive damage up to the boss. Perfect. Thank you so much. So when you hear me say Dispel on the warrior, please use Dispel on it. Okay. After that, we'll see wind tethers. If you receive a wind tether, you'll be going to a green puddle. If not, you go to a purple puddle. Once you're inside the purple or green puddles, you sprint We'll sprint towards the middle of the arena, and then we'll do either an in or out mechanic knight. And then that in and out mechanic will only be on one side of the knight that is safe. Okay? So please keep that in mind. In or out, I'll call that out, and then I'll also call out which side we need to be on. Once the knight and the warrior are dead, they need to die at roughly the same time. So we need to keep them within about 5 percentage points of each other to make sure that they can die at roughly the same time. And then the soldier and the gunner will spawn. And yes, please move your characters now. Make sure that you don't get kicked from the instance. It would be a shame to get kicked after coming this far. So now the gunner and the soldier mechanics are a little bit simpler. So first thing we'll see is fire frogs. Some orbs will spawn, and 2 large, 2 small. They'll all turn into frogs shortly afterwards and become indistinguishable. But the 2 that were small will create a nice safe spot for us to stand in. Okay, I'll call out where that safe spot is, something like stand on C or 4. So go on there. And at the same time, you'll receive a circle underneath your feet, similar to the Mustardio fight in the Alliance raids. Okay, the circle will have 1 opening. What you'll need to do is point that opening towards the gunner in the middle of the room. Okay, so point your opening towards the gunner in the middle of the room. Very important. Once the gunner does his AoE, you then need to point your opening to one of the turrets at the side. There'll be some turrets and they'll have an arrow pointed at you. You just need to open your side to that turret on the edge of the arena. Okay. On the topic of turrets, shortly after that, we'll have some turrets spawn on B and D. Okay. So what we'll need to do is we need to burn the turrets down. They get absolute priority because they do a very dangerous tank buster, and then they do an enrage cast across the whole raid that will do large amounts of damage to everybody and probably kill a lot of people. So we want to burn the turrets down as much as possible. You can start with the one on D, and then we can work on the one on B once the one on D is dead. We'll also see fire or ice, the same ones that you see in Castrum. So if it's fire, stop moving, stop casting, hands off your keyboard, controller down. It will kill you in 1 GCD. Okay. If it's ice, keep moving, spin around in circles. Sorry casters, use your triple cast, your swift cast, all that good stuff. You will need to keep moving. Alright, and that's the second phase. The final phase is the ethereal wards along with reflect orbs, north and south aura spheres. Can I have a couple of tanks, one to take north 1 aura sphere and one to take south 1 aura sphere, please. The aura spheres that spawn north and south, basically what happens is they will spawn, and again they will cast spike check. Okay, and what spike check does is it randomly targets a random person in the raid and it will kill them in 1 shot. So the idea is we have a tank use provoke on them and everybody else kills them. Once they're dead, they will only do the spike check on the person that had aggro when it died. So if you're a tank and you had aggro on one and then it dies, you get the red dot above your head. Please just use your invulnerability skill. Healers, make sure to heal them up afterwards. Okay, Gwyn and Faust, that's great, thank you so much. The north 2 and south 2 will be a free-for-all on all tanks, please. So I'll say all tanks, put tank stances on a bit later on. Healers, you'll go to your reflect positions. The images is in DRS run chat. You'll go to your reflect position and some spiritual orbs will spawn. Okay, what you need to do is stand directly underneath it. And as soon as it spawns, wait 1 GCD and then activate a light curtain. Light curtain consumes a GCD, so don't try and weave it. Once your light curtain is active, you can stand directly underneath the orb in the circle AoE that it does, and it will reflect the damage back at it, killing it. We'll see 2 rounds of reflect orbs and 2 rounds of aura spheres. In the downtime between dealing with those, you can attack the ethereal wards and kill them before they cast Enrage. Alright. Healers, please make sure you've had the conversation with your other healer. Make sure you know which reflect orb you are taking. I think that will cover pretty much everything. Let's do ready checks. Julie's buff has been picked up. And now's a great time to refresh your food. Got distracted by a message. Hank, can you go to the back for Ammonia, please, so that she can mimic you? Han's the one in the wedding dress. Thank you so much.
There's more than one wedding dress.
Sorry, Han's the one in the actual wedding dress that happened today. All right. Let's have a look. Golems 1 is ready. Golems 3 is ready. Slimes 1, 2, and 3 is also ready. Husbando obtained. And Golems 2 is ready. Perfect. Love it. Alright, I'm going to do a countdown. Nobody should have their tank stance on apart from me or Sanguina. Please don't target the bosses. They pull very easily here, and we don't want that. Casters, you can use Cure 4 now. Healers, you can start putting Spellforge and Steel Sting on your party members. Spellforge on physical, Steel Sting on magical. 2, 1, let's go. We're going to group all of them up together, please. And we'll see the first raid one. Surely staggering. Oh god. You'll be okay for a short while. Good lord. That aggro is insane. Alright, the warrior will be going to the side. And then afterwards, the knight into the middle. Alright, apply Steel Sting to everybody. Steel Sting everybody. Apply Steel Sting. Okay. And we'll see bombs knock back. Pay attention in a moment, see if you're tethered. If you are tethered, you'll go into a small bomb, it's knocked back. We're going to knock back towards the north. Tethered, knock back to a small bomb. Tethered, knock back to a small bomb. We're going north. If you fall down first, move into an old explosion now. And let's get back on the bosses. Get ready with the Dispel, please. That will happen soon. Dispel, Dispel. Dispel the boss now, the warrior. And raid wide. If you do have any dead, please raise them with a rise.
A bit more on the knight, please.
Yes, much more on the knight, please. Thank you. Okay. We'll see wind tethers next. If you get a tether, you'll be going to a wind puddle. If you have a tether now, you'll be going to a wind puddle. Puddles are spawning. Tethers to wind, everybody else to lightning. Activate sprint, please, and we'll be sprinting to the knight in the middle. Sprint to the knight in the middle. It's not perfect. Follow the circle, we're staying inside. And a Dispel on the warrior, please. And a Dispel on the warrior. Raid wide, shields up. Mitigation, thank you.
They're even again.
And you can split damage. Sorry, yes, tank busters. Didn't call that, my bad. Okay, next bombs will be bombs on the edge, but we are refreshing Steel Sting. I'm not entirely sure we'll even see bombs. We won't. Let's kill the knight first, please. Alright, perfect. Alright. The knight's going to disappear. The soldier will be taken to the side. And then the gunner into the middle. Alright, we'll see Firefrogs first. Lovely duelist aggro. So good. Okay, we're going to pay attention to the small fire orbs. And we're going to move soon. We are moving to 2. Everybody move to 2. Let's move to 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Open side to the gunner in the middle. You should have one open side underneath your feet. And open side to a turret on the side. Back on the bus. Tank busters coming up next. Pay attention to your tanks. They will need some healing. Raid wide and get shields up. And a little bit of a burst, but we'll see the turrets, so you can hold on to your big actions. The turrets will spawn at D and B, and we'll kill the one at D first, please. D for Delta. Alright. And we'll kill the one at B. Make sure to heal up the tanks from this. And back on the buses. Raid wide, which I missed again. Next thing we'll see is ice or fire. It's ice. Keep moving. Sorry, casters. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving, keep going, and back on the buses. We can kill both of them.
More the soldier.
Healers, you can already go to reflect positions. Tanks north and 1. North and south 1. Put your tank stances on. Alright. Start killing the aura sphere, please. Healers, use your light curtains now, and do not attack the wards. They have shields, only attack the open sides. Only attack the open sides. Alright, heal up. Stop attacking, they are adjusting. Only attack the open sides. Tanks, or put your tank stances on. Healers, go to your reflect positions. Tanks, or put your tank stances on. Healers to reflect positions, and we're done. Didn't even see LB. Alright, I think everybody's up. Alright, okay. 2 pieces of loot here. Thank you so much, Ammonia, for the extra piece of loot. You should get a hand and a headgear here. And we are now on the way to Phantom. You no longer need Spellforge or Steel Sing, so healers, you can slot away for Banish. You'll need Banish for this fight. We only need 1 Banish, but there's absolutely no harm in everybody having it. So you can slot away your Spellforge and Steel Sing for Banish, or you can slot it away for Dispel if you don't have Banish. Which item are you missing, Eleonoria? You should have Foot, Head, and Hand. Yeah, so it's just in the chest back at Queen's Guard. Alright, so tanks, you can all turn your tank stances off now. I know I told you all to put it on, but you don't need your tank stance for this fight. That's perfectly fine. I will tank this fight. Okay, and just like in normal mode, this boss summons lots and lots of shapes. Only you don't get 2 at a time anymore, you get 4 at a time, so you can't cheese them. So make sure you respect the shapes. If it's a circle, we have to follow it down. If it's a line, we wait for 3 and then move into it, etc, etc. There was some movement back and forth between the numbered ways. For the very first one, we'll either be going to out. I'll call that out, and then we'll follow the ring down to the south side of the arena. Careful not to walk into the wall when we follow the down. If you walk into the wall, it is an kill. So don't do that. Very important. And from now on, it is twice come ruin. If you fail 2 mechanics, you will die. Yeah, it's my microphone and Discord. It doesn't like anything at all at the moment. So I will turn on. I will turn off sensitivity and just make sure that it's open pretty much all the time. So there we go. That should be a lot better. Okay. So yeah, respect the mechanics. We'll be okay here. If we do see the ads, heal the white ads and kill the red. Let's do ready checks. Healers, if you got Banish equipped, use it when we pull, and make sure it stays on the boss at all times. It's a 60-second debuff. What ads? I've never seen ads in my life. After this fight, we will take a break, by the way. It's important to know that. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Every group is ready. I'm going to do a countdown. Make sure your tank stance is off, please. Yeah. It is my run, so we will be probably starting on A. Pretty much always happens. You can use Cure 4 on your party now. Make sure to give a bravery buff to your party. And let's go. Tank stance is off, please. And raid wide, the one and only. You can go bet on A or D if you're ranged. And what do you know? It's D. Everybody go to D, 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 D. We're going to stay near D and we're going to follow the donut down. We're going to follow the donut down. Follow it down, follow it down. Once you reach the number 4 marker, you can stop moving because that's the safe spot. You can stop moving on 4. And we're going to move to number 3 now. Move to number 3, move to number 3. You can build your job gauge. We are doing fine on DPS. Save it for a big opener on Trinity Avowed. After 3 pulses, we will move to the number 4. 2 and 3. Let's go to number 4. Beautiful. Great job. There are traps ahead, there are traps ahead. We did have a death, but I think they're up. Yep. There are traps ahead, there are traps ahead, there are traps ahead. Please be careful of the traps. If somebody wants to trap and they know where to find them, then please do so. But do not go ahead, do not follow the crowd unless the traps have been found. Okay? Anybody for traps? Thank you so much, I can see that. You can come into the middle. And then there is one more here. There is one more here. Please be very careful. Alrighty, dodge those 2 traps. If you don't see any traps, please stop moving. There's 2 traps upstairs and 4 traps downstairs. There are 4 traps downstairs. Please do not pass the triangle. Do not pass the triangle. That's why. I know you were trapping, but... Okay, we diffused 1 trap. And you're back up, perfect. Alright, so you can trap from here, in this doorway. And into the middle, and all traps have been found. All traps have been found. You will only see 3 traps, 1 of them has been diffused. No dramas, happens once in a while. As long as it wasn't a mini. Okay, so we're currently at 5 minutes past, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a 10-minute break. And we're not going to be back at 06. You imagine that? We're going to be back at 16. Okay? We're going to be back at 16. The re-raiser didn't work. I can tell you that for a fact. So please come back at 16. Make sure to move your character as soon as you come back. Move your character as soon as you come back, please, so that you don't get kicked. Yes, 16, please. Yep, move your character as soon as you come back. Hello everybody, welcome back. Just make sure when you come back, please wiggle your characters. We'll do ready checks and see if everybody's ready for explanations. And if they are, then great. If not, then just make sure to please move your characters. It's very, very important that you move your characters so you don't get kicked. Golems 1, 2, and 3 is awake. Slimes 2 is awake. Slimes 3 is awake. Is Slimes 1 awake? You doing okay there, Elonev? If you want to be a party leader, drop me a message. I'll sort you out. I'm sorry. If a ready check hasn't gone out in Slimes 1, if you can just throw one out, that would be great. Just need to know who is and isn't ready. And newbies, you can already start looking in DRS Run Chat. There's some images that are related to Trinity Avowed and very important to look at. They really, really help. And yes, Nymea has excellence. So, physical DPS, if you want excellence, Nymea has it for you with the target to ignore 1. I'm going to answer this question, Alunev, in voice chat because I think it's important. So Alunev is asking me why some people don't want Shell 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post something in DR chat that's really relevant. And it's actually a really big problem, and I hope they fix it in Dawn Trail. What it is basically is there is actually a buff cap limit inside the game. And this buff cap limit is really easy to reach inside DRS. Combined with your re-raiser, your pure essence, any stances you have, your 2 actions, your 3 types of raise, you can easily go over 40 buffs. And what will happen is if somebody has too many buffs and they use something like, I don't know, let's say Red Mage decides to use like, I don't know, Thunder, right? And it procs dual cast. If they already have 40 buffs, that dual cast won't proc. And the reason this is such an issue in DRS is that it relies on heavy DPS checks in some fights, and if you use excellence and already have 40 buffs, you lose your excellence. Buffs will just disappear. Yep.
And this 40 buff limit is for any buff. It's buffs and debuffs, and yes, your FC buffs count as well.
Yep. We've seen 2 instances of people losing pure essences in the middle of a run, so crazy. But yeah, if you want Shell, please go stand on the plus marker at the back. And if you've got Shell 2, please feel free to hand it out. Don't give Shell to people inside the arena. And let's talk about Trinity Avowed.
Before you go, Vega, to the buff cap as well. It's not only a problem in DRS, people have also encountered it in Dragon Song Ultimate and in Top. It was encountered in both Endwalker Ultimates as well, so it's a genuine problem of the game, so that's why it's a high priority, it should be fixed.
Alright. Awesome. Okay, let's talk about Trinity Avowed. The first thing I'm going to say is about the raid wides. The raid wides in here hurt. They do serious amounts of damage, and they also inflict a bleed. Okay, so the way we deal with that is we have tanks in parties equipping Ether Shield. So if you're a tank now, please equip Ether Shield. You want to keep Font of Power. So Font of Power and Lost Ether Shield is what you want, okay? And every time she does a raid wide, the raid wide is called Glory of Bozja. Please use Ether Shield. Use it on your whole party. It'll give everybody a nice buff for 15 seconds, and it will basically protect them against the raid wide. There'll still be a bleed, but it'll be minimal, okay? Alright, the tank buster is a shared tank buster. It's called Wrath of Bozja. We might see it up to 3 times. So when I say all tanks in front, just go in front of the boss, inside the red, use some light mitigation, like your Rampart, your Sentinel, etc. And you'll be good. Absolutely no worries there. And then the main gimmick of this fight, okay? So the main gimmick of this fight is Hot and Cold. You've seen it in normal mode, and she will basically give you a temperature, and the goal of the mechanic is to get hit by another mechanic that resolves your temperature. It makes it neutral again. So she gives you a hot 1, hot and cold. you need to get hit by a cold one mechanic, and that will resolve your hot and cold. Okay, now for the first 3 weapons, it's quite simple because you just need to resolve your hot and cold. And there are 3 weapons that she can use, and they are in a random order. Okay, I'll explain them in an order that I prefer. The first one is staff. Staff away, staff away. We'll move away from the boss because she's going to do a point blank AoE and there is 0 melee uptime for that. So move away from the boss. Once she's done the AoE, you can get nice and close again. Okay, now what she'll do is she'll give everybody a force march. Force march always takes you 2 tiles in the direction it's facing. If you are standing on C and you are looking north and you have a force march that takes you to the left, you will move 2 tiles to the left when it goes off. Just like that. Ta-da! Okay. Now, keep in mind that it always takes you 2 tiles unless you have something like sprint up and whatnot. So please don't use sprint unless I tell you to. And what we'll do for the staff mechanic is we'll start in the middle of the arena. Okay? She'll give everybody a hot and cold and everybody a force march. We'll go to the middle and she will summon the meteors in the corners. Look at your hot and cold, figure out what single meteor resolves your hot and cold because each of them will have 1 of the elements. Okay? You'll then force march from the middle and point your force march to the meteor that resolves your hot and cold. Okay? So start in the middle, force march to the meteor that resolves your hot and cold, only get hit by 1 of them. Mechanic resolves, she does a raid wide, ether shields up, and then on to the next weapon. I'll explain swords. For swords, it's sword in front. You want to go in front of the boss for the cleave. She cleaves her left, right, and behind. She'll then teleport between 2 and 3, and she'll give everybody a hot and cold. A short while after that, she'll disappear, summoning clones, and then the clones will each have a sword in their hand. There will be 1 safe spot that will never get hit by any of the clones, and it changes every time. I'll call that the safe spot, either 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay? So, what you'll want to do is go to the safe spot that I call out, look at your hot and cold, and then move 1 tile in the direction of the sword that resolves your hot and cold. Okay? So if I say that the safe spot is 4, okay, you need to go to 4, look around, find the single sword that resolves your hot and cold, and then move 1 tile away from 4 to that sword. For instance, you'll move to either D, 1, 3, or south of 4. If you stand on 2, you'll get hit by 2 swords and instantly die, I guarantee it. It's always 1 tile away from the safe spot in a cardinal direction. I have no idea what you're mathing about, but okay. Again, you'll have 2 opportunities to do the swords. So if you don't do it on the first try, you can give it a go on the second try. So that's not an issue absolutely at all. When the mechanic's over and you survived, she'll do a raid wide, ether shields up again. And the next mechanic I'll explain is bow. Bow behind. She'll cleave her front, left, and right. And you need to be behind the boss for this mechanic. And what will happen is there will be a tank buster immediately afterwards, so tanks will move in front of the boss. She'll then give you a force march. We'll start in the middle, and we'll leave a force march to B or D, Bravo or Delta. Okay, so you point your force march at the direction that I call out. We'll be moving away from the firewall. Once we have moved, we'll have 1 row to play with, 1 column to play with, and she will give you a hot and cold. Okay, look at your hot and cold, figure out what you need to get hit by. She'll summon arrows on the opposite side of the arena. You need to follow the arrows down the ladder game. Unlike in normal mode, the arrows do not glow, they do not turn white on the path that they're going to take. You simply need to follow the arrow down the ladder game. It takes every single turn that the arrow encounters, okay? So, see where it starts, follow the line down, it will take every turn it encounters. You'll get hit by the arrow, and then mechanic over, raid wide, ether shields up. Now, second part of the fight is a little bit more complex, but before that, make sure you move your characters, please, because the explanations are about 2/3 of the way through, so there'll be a little bit more talking. Now, the second half of the fight, as well as getting a hot and cold, you'll get a second debuff called Elemental Brand, okay? This Elemental Brand can be adjusted by basically getting hit by mechanics. Now, what you'll need to do is you'll need to adjust your Elemental Brand so that by the end of the mechanic, it is the opposite of your hot and cold. So, if she gives you a hot and cold of hot 2, and then an elemental brand of cold 1, the opposite of hot 2 is cold 2. So you want to turn your cold 1 into cold 2 by getting hit by a cold 1 mechanic. Okay? You want to make sure they're opposite. Once they're opposite, you're fine. Okay? Now, I'll explain the differences between each of the mechanics. Okay, for staff phase, again, move away from her, staff away. Instead of having a force march this time, you'll need to manually go to the corner that has the single meteor that resolves your hot and cold. Okay, but only one tile in each corner will be safe. Okay, if I call outside corners are safe, it's the white tiles on the corners. If I call inside corners are safe, it's the white tiles towards the inside of the arena. Okay. If I call east-west green, it's the green tiles on the east and west of the arena. And if I call north-south green is safe, it's the green tiles on the north and south of the arena. Okay. The big tell for this is if you see tons of people jumping on one spot, go and stand there. They're probably right. They're probably right. So if you see tons of people jumping on one spot, go and stand on that one spot. Alright. For the sword mechanic, it's the same as normal mode. The only difference is that you may actually need to get hit twice, okay? She can give you a hot 2 hot and cold, and a hot 2 elemental brand. So in that case, you will get hit by cold 2 in the first sword cleave, and then cold 2 in the second sword cleave. And that would balance it out. For bow, quite a little bit is different. We'll do bow behind again, and then instead of force marching to either B or D, we will dodge some AoEs, and then sprint to either B or D. Once we're there, you'll get a hot cold, and you'll also get an elemental brand. On top of that, you'll get a force march. Okay, so find out what single arrow you need to get hit by, follow it down the ladder game, and then you'll need to stand 2 tiles away from where it lands. Point your force march at where that arrow lands, you'll force march towards it, complete the mechanic, and easy job. Again, after every weapon, we'll see a raid wide, so ether shields up. And yes, if you take 2 swords at exactly the same time, you'll get shock and you'll pretty much die instantly. Alright. Let's do ready checks. Party leaders, if you could check that everybody has, there's at least 1 ether shield in your party. That would be awesome. And yeah, if the ether shield tank dies, please get them up really quickly, or the other tank can slot in ether shields as well. Lost and banner time, don't understand. Ah yes, food is awesome here. Food is really awesome here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think all groups are ready. I'm going to do a countdown. And it's going to be 60 seconds. Wow, it's going to be 30 seconds. Imagine 60 seconds. 30 seconds. There it is.
Already looking forward to BA.
Last. No, it's Heaven's Ward Summoner. Alright, casters, you can use Cure 4 in your party. And after every raid wide, you can use Cure 4 then as well. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, tanks in front please, tanks in front. Light cooldowns. And we're going to want to see ether shields up now please. Ether shields up. Ether shields up, raid wide. Alright, let's see what weapon we see. Staff away, staff away. Move away from the boss. Staff away, staff away. And bow behind. And bow behind. Nice, bow last. And bow behind. And sword in front. Everybody on 2 or 3. Sword in front. Alright, she's going to teleport between 2 and 3. And she's going to give you a hot or cold. Look at your hot and cold. Figure out what you need to get hit by. I will call out the safe spot. The boss will disappear shortly. Okay, and the first safe spot is number 4. First safe spot is number 4. Be either in 4 or 1 tile away. 2 is death. Do not stand in 2. And I'll call out the next safe spot. This next safe spot is number 1. Be either inside 1 or 1 tile away. We do have a DC, I can see. Alright. First thing we're going to want to do is get ether shields up now. Ether shields up. Ether shields up. Ether shields up. Ether shields up. And if you have any dead, please arise them. We've got a short amount of time before I will tell you not to arise. Casters use Cure 4. And staff away. Staff away. Staff away from the boss. No more arising, please. No more arising during this phase. No more arising. She has given you a hot and cold. Look at your hot and cold. Figure out what you need to get hit by. And she has given you a quick march. Look what direction it's taking you. It's very important you know which direction. Everybody in the middle. And you will want to point your quick march at the meteor that resolves your hot and cold. Point your quick march at the meteor that resolves your hot and cold. Back on the boss. Ether shields up. Ether shields up. Ether shields up. And you can start rezzing people again. If people are low on HP, you can use Cure 4 and Bow Behind. Bow Behind. Alright, tanks in front, please. Light cooldowns. Alright, look at your force march. It takes you 2 tiles. We'll be going away from the fire. And we will be pointing our force march at Delta. Point your force march at Delta. If somebody dies in the flames, you can rescue them out. Please do so. And look at your hot and cold. Figure out what you need to get hit by. The arrows will be spawning soon. Find the arrow that resolves your hot and cold and manually follow it down. Manually follow it down, please. Go and stand where it lands. Okay, ether shields up, ether shields up. Ether shields up. And you can continue resin people. Cure 4 casters use Cure 4 and will sword in front on the number 4. Sword in front on the number 4. Sword in front. Okay, look at your hot and cold. She will also now give you an elemental brand. You need to adjust your elemental brand so it resolves your hot and cold. She's going to disappear soon. I'll call that the safe spot. And the first safe spot's number 2. Be either on 2 or 1 tile away. 4 is instant death. Okay, and the second safe spot is number 1. The second safe spot's number 1. Be either on 1 or 1 tile away. Don't stand on 3. Alright, ether shields up, ether shields up. Ether shields up, ether shields up. Okay, and it's staff away, staff away. Move away from the boss. There's no melee uptime. Staff away, staff away. No more raising. No more raising, please. He is going to give you a hot and cold. Look at your hot and cold. She's going to give you an elemental brand. Look at your elemental brand. She's going to summon the meteors. Okay, everybody in the middle. And manually go to the meteor that resolves your hot and cold and elemental brand. North-south green is safe. North-south green is safe. Okay. Stop attacking the boss. Ether shields up. Stop attacking the boss. Ether shields up. Ether shields up. Ether shields up. You can now use your limit break and get everybody up. Get everybody up. Keep healing. Cure 4 casters. Use Cure 4. And we'll kill the boss. I know that we lost Salby in one group. Alright. No dramas. Let's get the last few people up, please. That was awesome. Great timing. That's one of the fights where we want to save the LB. Okay, if you haven't done this fight before, I have the triangle above my head. Please come and follow me. If you haven't done this fight before, we're going to go do secret things. Unlock a secret boss. So if you haven't done this fight before, please follow me. I'm on the south of the arena. And we're going to go out into the corridor where we came in. Please be very careful of the traps. We don't want to pop the wrong trap. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to go stand near this pink trap at the back. We're going to get very, very close. Very, very, very close. If there's somebody in front of you, that's fine. You can walk through them. Just be very, very close. Okay. Awesome. And what we're going to do when the last few people get here. Very, very close. Very close. You want to be practically touching it, basically. And we're going to step into this trap. Whee! Alright. Let's go through the Trinity of Arena. The way this works, basically, is there is a wall that we need to go through, and the first person that gets there gets to open the door for us, which is awesome. It's funny because when in DRS, when everybody gets hit by the mini, the Lullifols are the tallest race. It's some sort of coding bug, I'm sure, but it's pretty awesome. Yeah, we all get to be mini, and the Lullifols get to be the tallest race for a while, which is awesome. Yeah, Tallafel. That's awesome. Make sure to collect your loot on the arena. And the first person that gets through, please walk through the gate and then walk towards the cat. That's done. And there are traps downstairs. Traps downstairs. Traps downstairs. Please be very careful when you go into the black screen. Do not move any further. There are traps. There are traps. Traps, 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 traps. Alright. I'm going to drop some waymarks. Please don't pass the waymarks. There's one more trap here. Perfect. And there's 2 traps in here and 1 trap in front of the boss. 1 more trap in front of the boss. Perfect. Okay, all 3 traps have been revealed, so please make sure to dodge them appropriately. And yes, the mini wears off and you speed up very, very quickly. So keep that in mind. Alright, experienced tanks who know how to kite, please mark yourselves 2, 3, and 4. I'll do number 1. That, okay, everybody towards the stairs, please. Apart from Han. Yeah, do what you want, Han. Cool. So here we are at. Somebody's already did the command. Thank you, Hazel. So here we are at Steve. So Steve is not so fun. There's lots of instant kill mechanics here, so it's very important that you pay attention to the explanations. And where are they? There they are. And yeah, make sure you know exactly what you're doing here. It's very important that you do your push and pull, and that we have appropriate tanks. Why is he Steve? Because his name is Stigmalocklord, and nobody can say that, and even worse, nobody can type it. So on this server, you can run plus Stigmalocklord, and it will return the Stigmalocklord pictures that we have. But typing that is a chore and painful. So it's easier just to call him Steve. I didn't. Hazel, if you scroll up, Hazel types plus Steve. So yeah, exactly. So what we got here? We got 4 kiting tanks. That's absolutely perfect. I could do with trapping tanks. That would be great. Gwyn, if you could please trap between 1 and 2. Okay, that would be awesome. So Gwyn, you're trapping between 1 and 2. Deke, you are trapping between 2 and 3. I'll explain this soon. Please don't panic. You'll be perfectly fine. What do we got here? Trapping between 3 and 4. We're going to have Alice. And what other tanks do we have available? Are all the tanks hiding? Should have way more tanks than this. You're all hiding, aren't you? Nevolution, you're going to be trapping between 4 and 1, please. Okay? I'll explain how that works in a moment. Do not panic. You will be a-okay. Okay, so kiting tanks and trapping tanks, you're all sorted. If you could just come to the front just so I can see your names when I'm doing explanations, that would be awesome. Okay, and here we are at Steve. So Steve himself is a bit of a pushover. His mechanics are rather simple, but it's the ad phase that's really, really dangerous here. So I'll focus on explaining that. The focus when we pull Steve is to get him to 70%. Once he gets to 70%, he will disappear after he does the mechanic that he's currently doing. So keep that in mind. When he disappears, he'll go into the middle of the arena and he'll make the majority of the arena unsafe. There will be purple goo everywhere. Okay, the 2 places where there is no purple goo is the circle ring around the outside of the arena and the circle ring around the inside of the arena. You can see these, they're paved with lighter coloured stones. You can see that I'm running around it now as well. It's very important that you know where these 2 rings are, because that's going to be super, super important. They will be the only safe spots when the boss disappears. Now, when he does disappear, he's also going to summon some ads, and the ads will spawn at 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tank 1 will go to 1, Tank 2 will go to 2, Tank 3 will go to 3, and Tank 4 will go to 4. Trapping tanks, Gwyn, you will go to number 1 and stay there until the traps spawn. Okay. Deke, you will go to the number 2 and stay there until the traps spawn. Alice, you will go to number 3 and stay there until the traps spawn. And Nevolution, you will go to number 4 and please stay there until the traps spawn. Okay, very important. The kiting tanks will pick up the 4 Minotaurs and then begin kiting them clockwise. So use your ranged attack, your Tomahawk, Unmend, Shield Lob, Lightning Shot. Okay, so pick up the aggro. After 2 GCDs, you can start moving them clockwise, please. By the time you reach the next numbers, traps will spawn all around the arena. And this is where the trapper tanks come in. Once the traps spawn, everybody needs to be in one of the numbered notches, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, apart from the healers, don't worry about that, you'll be in the middle. The trapper tanks will then activate their invulnerability skill and their sprint, and they will sprint clockwise. Gwyn, you will sprint between 1 and 2 and find the trap there. Deke, you will sprint between 2 and 3 and activate the trap there. Alice, you will sprint between 3 and 4 and find the trap there. And Nevolution, you will sprint between 4 and 1 and activate the trap there. Healers, you may need to heal up your tanks because that invuln means that their HP may go down to 1. So please make sure to heal them, and they also may hit a poison trap. The poison trap needs to be Eschewed ASAP. It is very damaging. Okay? So Eschew and heal your trapping tanks. Alright. Now, when the boss does disappear, the majority of DPS, you can all go to the number 3, and we'll focus down the Minotaurs one at a time, going clockwise. So we'll focus down the Minotaur at 3, and make sure we try and burn it down as quickly. And when the traps appear, all the DPS, you can go back to 3 and wait for the traps to be exploded. Alright? Healers, when the boss gets to 70% and disappears, you will all go to the inner ring, please. Healers, you will all be going to the inner ring. Okay? And what I want you to do is deal with the 2 orbs that constantly spawn in the middle of the arena. The fire orbs just need to be reflected, exactly the same as the ones on Queensguard, apart from they don't do a large AoE for so long. So stand under the fire orb only if you have a light curtain on. And if you see the earth orbs, use Dispel on them and attack them once. Okay? So earth orbs, Dispel on them and then attack them once. Could we just get people to yell and shout who has Dispel? That'd be super cool. I know Hitchu has Dispel, which is great, but I'd like to make sure that a few healers. Perfect. That's more than enough. Thank you so much. So Dispel the earth orbs and reflect the fire orbs. All right. We will kill the Minotaurs as they pass. We want to kill them one by one. If one of the Minotaurs goes rampant and gets close to another Minotaur, then it will gain a speed buff, start running around and hitting people. Tanks, please feel free to provoke and separate them if they are going rampant. Okay? So if the kiting tanks die and they start going rampant, tanks, please provoke and separate them. During that, we'll also see push and pull. Now, the push and pull debuffs are in the DRS run chat, and you will only get one of them. So basically, you need to look at your debuffs and figure out which one you get. Now, they don't have the words underneath them like they do in our images, but basically, if you get the push, there are notches all around the rings on the arena. And you can see that I'm jumping in one of these notches now. If you get the push, the boss will be in the middle and he will push you away. So you need to be on the notch in the middle, closest to the boss, and he will push you to the outside notch. Okay? If you get the pull, the boss slurping noodles towards his face, you need to be on an outside notch, and he will slurp you towards him into the inside notch. Okay? Very important. Push and pull, you need to know how to resolve it quickly. Okay? The first time we see it, you'll need to resolve it instantly. The second time, there is a few mechanics before you get to resolve it. There will also be orange appearing under everybody's feet, so make sure to dodge those and don't group them up. And there will also be lightning rings that go around both of the two rings. So the way you dodge those is just by hiding in the notch. Very important. Okay. I think that covers the majority of the mechanics. The rest of the mechanics that we get later on can be called out. Just make sure you listen, stay nice and close to the boss. Let's do ready checks in all groups, please. Zurückschleudern.
Close enough, I guess.
I didn't make that word up on the spot. Look in DRS run chat.
Vega, can you demonstrate again which notches you need to be for the push and pull since the option?
Absolutely. So where I'm standing right now, I have the number 1 marker above my head. This is a push notch, but there are notches all around the arena. Okay? This is a push notch. Okay? And the outside notches, where I'm now standing, are the pull notches. Okay? If you get the pull debuff, stand on an outside notch, the boss will pull you towards him. If you get the push debuff, you need to be on an inside notch, and he will push you away from him. Awesome. That's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All groups are ready. Perfect. Are we missing one?
Yeah. I'm doing another ready check after you answered the question.
Oh, did we get one group twice or something?
Maybe I just tapped it before.
Oh, we got golems 3 twice. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, we're missing slime 3. Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Check. Just so eager. Double ready. Okay, countdown starting for real this time. So 30 seconds. Super eager. Yeah, the notches are very, very obvious. You can use Cure 4 on your party now. Make sure to give everybody a Cure 4 bravery. 2, 1, and away we go. Alright, we can see Tank Buster first. Make sure to keep away from me. And then after this, please know where your anti-knockback button is. You'll need it soon. Use your anti-knockback now. Sure cast, arm's length. And tanks to positions. Tanks to positions, everybody else to 3. Healers in the middle. Make sure to pick up the Minos, please. And we are kiting clockwise. Kite clockwise. Trappers, please stay where you are. Healers, you can dispel Earth. And the traps are spawning now. Trappers, activate sprint. Activate your invul. And trappers, sprint clockwise. We can continue moving with the Minotaurs. Heal up your tanks and resolve your push and pull. Heal up your tanks, resolve your push and pull. Okay, let's get people up, please. Hide in the notches from the bolts. Hide in the notches, hide in the notches. And continue going clockwise. There is one Minotaur loose. Yui, if you could just kite it, that would be delightful. We're going to keep kiting. Alright, look at your push and pull, but we won't resolve it. Not yet, anyway. Hide in the notches. Hide in the notches. Alright. There's going to be circles underneath your feet. Dodge them, dodge them, dodge them. If you can work on getting people up, and resolve your push and pull. Resolve your push and pull now. Resolve, push, and pull. Okay, and we'll work on killing this last Minotaur. And then we're going to work on getting people up afterwards, please. Hide in the notches, hide in the notches. And be careful of the fire orb. Do not touch the fire orb. Do not touch the fire orb. Only reflect it, please. Raid wide. And back on the bus. Alright, if you've got dead in your party, please get them up. We want to get everybody up as soon as possible. And if you get a purple bolt underneath your feet, take it to the edge of the arena. Edge of the arena with the bolts. Caster's range, you can already move away. And now everybody can move away. Massive swing. Back on the bus. There were 2 more sets of bolts, and I want everybody in the middle on the number 1. And the circles, please. Take the bolts out. Everybody else in the middle. Stack up nice and tight in the middle. Bolts all the way to the edge. And we're going to move away from the proximity marker. Move away from the proximity. There's a couple of people dead on south. And dodge the quacks. Quack. 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 And let's get the last few people up, please. Tank Buster's coming out next. Make sure you're not near me. Everybody's up. That's delightful. Thank you so much. And we are done. Everybody's up. Perfect. Okay, don't worry too much if you haven't got any re-raisers left. It's okay with me. And make sure to pick up your personal spoils. And we'll go ahead to Queen since everybody is alive. Queen is the last boss. There's going to be roughly 6 to 7 minutes of explanations after we hand out re-raisers, and then probably an 8 to 9 minute fight. We're almost there. Almost there. Alright, please enjoy your cutscenes. Shell. Alright, everybody's out of the cutscene. So, if you do not have a re-raiser active, please activate one now. If you find that you do not have a re-raiser active and you actually don't have any in your Lost Finds holster, please go and stand on the Bravo marker. It's nothing nefarious. We're simply going to give you a re-raiser. That's it. So if you don't have a re-raiser in your holster and you don't have one active, please stand on B. That would be absolutely awesome. Okay, you're right, so I'm going to equip. Okay, and away it goes. Once you've got a re-raiser, if you can move away from B, so it makes it easier for me to target others. Yeah, so you can give re-raisers to other people, but not the feather. Last cast. Perfect.
My target needs one again.
Okay. I'll equip it since I've got one still. Yes, it's the action lost re-raise. We tend to only carry it if we have light holsters and we know what we're doing, but we always tend to have some for newbies, nearly all the time.
One more beggar.
Okay, yeah.
It's Nemia.
It's Nightmare. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it to Nightmare then. I'm like nearly 100% sure you'll be okay, Armenia. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. So here we are at Queen. In the run chat, there is some images that are fairly important to look at and pay attention to. These images will explain some of the mechanics and explain a little bit about Super Chess, because the way we call Super Chess is it's going to be quite fast. So we'll need to keep that in mind. Now, Super Chess, if you've looked up videos about it and it looks intimidating, it looks scary, please don't be worried about it. It will be okay. The call-outs here for Super Chess, I will basically tell you where to start, when to stop, and how to get back to the safe spot. So keep that in mind. Okay. Just like in Trinity Avowed, the raid wides here hurt, so we want to make sure we have ether shields for every single raid wide, please. The raid wides are called Empyrean Iniquity and Gods Save the Queen. Okay, so we want ether shields up for both of those. Very important. The tank busters here are a little bit different. They apply 2 slashes called cleansing slashes, and it gives you doom and a bleed. The way we cheese this is by having paladins and gunbreakers use that invulnerability skill, because then you don't get the doom. It doesn't need to be a Sunad. So if we have paladins and gunbreakers who wish to tank the queen, do not worry, it's super easy. Please come to the front and stand on me, and I'll give you a number. Asmin, perfect, I'm going to give you number 1. Gwyn, I'm going to give you number 2, I'll be your backup. And Liliana, I will give you number 3. Okay, so Asmin, you can pop your tank stance on now. Nobody else needs their tank stance on. Thank you so much. Alright, so with Cleansing Slash, when you see it being casted on you, use your invulnerability skill at that time. Wait for 2 slashes. Make sure you get healed up by your party, and then the next tank in the queue will provoke after the second hit has gone off. There's no rush to provoke, plenty of time to do it. Okay? Awesome. So again, ether shield on every raid wide, and for this fight, a lot of the mechanics that we'll see in the Relentless plays are reused from Queen's Guard fight. Okay, thank you, Kira. That helps. Yep, I'll keep an eye. So yes, most of the mechanics are reused from Queen's Guard, and they are the Relentless play mechanics, so you'll need to keep them in mind. There'll also be some mechanics that you have seen in normal mode. One of the mechanics is called Northwain Glow. And what will happen is the boss will summon 3 little yellow circles that turn into lines, and they make 1/3 of the arena unsafe. One side of the arena is the only safe spot. Now, at the beginning, this is paired with Murder Chess. And the Murder Chess, we need to do Northwain Glow. We only have one side of the arena to play on. And then afterwards, we'll see some guards on the north, east, south, and west of the arena. They will move into the arena and do a plus-shaped AoE. I will tell you where to stand, but the best action I can tell you to do is follow the circle, please. Okay? Follow the circle. You'll be safe from the hits. Okay? So I'll tell you where to stand based on the waymarks. And that's for murder chests. You will need to move twice for murder chests, so keep that in mind. Okay. A bit later on, when she casts God Save the Queen, she will cast God Save the Queen, and then there will be a bar that appears on your screen. When this bar reaches 100, the boss will summon some lightning orbs on the arena. This is where everybody has to use their light curtains, okay? So everybody should have at least 2 light curtains in their holster, and this is when everybody uses the light curtains. If you don't use a light curtain, it is an instant kill mechanic, okay? The only exception is if you're nowhere near any of the electric orbs, which is extremely unlikely. So when you hear an audible ding and I say light curtains up, I want everybody to use light curtains. Once your light curtains on, if you're a healer and you have Dispel, you can use Dispel at that time 4 times on the boss, because she will have 4 buffs that need to get rid of. Okay. The relentless plays that we'll see, there are 4 of them. The first one is we do North Wayne Glow, so we get to one side of the arena, and the gunner will spawn between D and A on the top left. Okay. They will then be wind and lightning puddles. So if you had a tether, you'll go to a wind puddle. Okay. And then you'll get an open side under your feet. You point your open side to the gunner in the northwest of the arena, just by D and A. And then you point your open side to a turret on the side of the arena afterwards. Okay. Relentless play 2, everybody starts in the middle. We knock back to one direction. Again, you can follow the circle if you're unsure. And when we knock back to that one direction, we will also then move into the middle after that mechanic is done. And then we'll find out what side of the arena the queen is cleaving. Dodge to the other side while also dodging the circle AoEs that the guards do. And then we'll go back on the boss. Relentless play 3, everybody stacks in one place. The knight will summon to a random player, and it will do the in or out mechanic. Okay. The reason why we all stand in one place is we can bait it to the same location. And again, if it's shield inside the boss's hitbox in one direction, if it's not knight sword, will go away from the boss's hitbox in one direction. Okay. We'll then also dodge the turret lines that appear on the arena. There'll be 4 of them. Make sure to dodge them all. And then we'll see God Save the Queen and Reflect Orbs and Dispels again. Let's play 4 is knocked back with bombs and fire or ice. Okay, now let's talk about super chests. Make sure to move your characters. Make sure you don't get kicked from the instance. It'd be horrible to get kicked at this point. Now, for super chests, what will happen is the boss will disappear and she will have one blue tile on the arena. Now, the tiles will change into black and white. The blue tile will be very obvious. The blue tile is where you need to end up at the end of the mechanic. That is your destination. Okay, so you want to get there. Now, what will happen is she will give you 2 debuffs. And you can see the 3 debuffs in DRS Run Chat at the bottom, 2, 3, and 4. She will give you 2 of those at random. Okay? So if she gives you 2 and 3, add them together, it equals 5. Any combination of those debuffs always equals 5, 6, or 7. So add your 2 debuffs together, see if it's 5, 6, or 7. Okay? I'll then make a call out which tells you where to start. The call out will be something like 7 stand on 3, 6 in the corner, and 5 on 4. I'll be using the waymarks as references, so make sure that you listen to what I call out. Now that call out, 7 on 3, 6 in the corner, 5 on 4. If you add your debuffs together and they equal 7, you stand on the number 3 marker. If you add them together and they equal 4, you stand in the corner to the left. And if you add them together and they equal 5, you need to start and stand on number 4. Okay, I'll use any of the waymarks as references, and that's just an example. Now, the objective is to get rid of your first buff only in the first movement, okay? So what you'll do is I'll tell you which direction you want to play in. So I'll say something like, move towards the 4 marker, play in the 4 column, okay? So what you'll do is you'll move towards the 4 marker. We'll always be playing on the left-hand side with you facing the safe spot that's blue. So we'll always be on the left-hand side. And yes, I'll tell you where to play. And the number above your head will count down every time you move across the tile, okay? When the number disappears, stop moving. You need to stay there until that first part of the mechanic is finished. Okay? There'll be another cleave, and then afterwards everybody can move into the safe spot. So your debuffs are resolved in 2 movements. Okay? If you get a red death marker above your head, that's the image called certain death in the run chat, you need to move back 1 tile. You've moved too far. Okay? So I'll tell you where to start based on adding your numbers together. You can start moving in the leftmost available column, for example 4 or D. We'll move towards the safe spot. We'll stop when the numbers disappear above our heads. Move back if you get death above your head. We'll wait for the next cleave, and then everybody into the safe spot. Even if going into the safe spot kills you, please go and die inside the safe spot. If you die outside the safe spot and she does a raid wide afterwards, you'll die twice with no re-raiser active. Right. Now that should be the majority of the mechanics. Does somebody have Blood Rage? Absolutely. So I will happily repeat that. So in DRS run chat, there's 3 debuff numbers. You'll see 2, 3, and 4. Okay? You'll only get 2 of those. Just simply add them together. Okay? So if you get 2 and 4, add them together, that's 6. If you get 3 and 4, add them together, it's going to be 7. If you get 2 and 3, add them together, it's going to be 5. Okay? And then I'll make a call out based on those numbers. Something like 7 stand on 3, 6 in the corner, 5 on 4. And that is your starting position. Does that make sense? Let me know, let me know. And yes, now's a great time to eat some food. And let's do ready checks. Does anybody have Blood Rage? Let me have a quick look. Does Hollow have it? Where's Hollow? No, he doesn't. Cool. No dramas. Okay, so we've got Golems 1 ready, Golems 3 ready, Golems 2 ready, Slimes 2 ready, Slimes 3 ready. Okay. Yeah, there's a high chance you'll lose aggro, but no dramas. As soon as Murder Chess is over, just hit the provoke button. Let's grill her. Yeah, no worries. So we were just answering questions in one of the groups. That's no drama at all. We want to make sure that we're fairly verbose and fairly clear on the mechanics. So if you have any questions, please definitely ask. In like true, full honesty here, we actually really love answering questions. Some of us are just obtained weird knowledge about strange things inside this instance. You can ask a question. You're welcome. Nice. Can you... no, sorry. CQN, you go BQCK, throw... colon, the beginning N. Where does the Namazu head usage started from? That's Hihichu, 100%. Hichu is the lead Namazu. It's big fish and chips, actually. Big fish and chips. Not fish and chips. Big fish and chips. No racism here. Okay, Slimes 1 is ready, so we could just do wake up ready checks in all the other groups, please. And just report statuses, and then we'll get going. Ding. We will have a full Mamazoo run one day. Slimes 1, Golems 1, Golems 2, Slimes 3. I think that's Golems 3. And I think Ding equals Slimes 2 ready, right? Perfect. Alright, I'm going to do a countdown. Nobody should have their tank stance on apart from Asmin. So tank stance is off, everybody please. Big bursts when we pull the boss. I'm even going to use an ether kit. Wowie wooey. You can use Cure 4 on your party now, please, and give everybody a bravery. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And ether shields up. Ether shields up in every group. Ether shields up. Ether shields up. Okay, Cure 4 casters, you can use Cure 4. Heal up your party. And we're going to see Murder Chess with Norse Wangler. Let's see where we're going. Only one side of the arena will be safe. Let's see where we're going. I think we're probably going north, but we're not. We're going south. No, we're going left, left, left towards Delta. We're going to go to the number 4 marker. Don't be on D. Number 4 marker is safe unless you know what you're doing. And now D is safe. D is safe. Everybody can go to D. Okay, tank number 1, if you could provoke, there will be a tank buster shortly. Alright, tank number 1, tank buster time. Use your invuln tank 1. Please heal them up. And tank 2, when you're ready, please use provoke. And pop your tank stance on. Ether shields up, raid wide. Ether shields up. Pure 4 casters, you can heal up. And we will see our first super chest now. First thing we're going to do is find a safe spot. A safe spot will be the blue, either north of A or south of C. Find that first, point your camera at it. Everybody point at A, okay? And we're going to have 5 on 4, 6 below Delta, 7 on Charlie. 5 on 4, 6 below Delta, 7 on Charlie. 5 below on 4, 6 below Delta, 7 on Charlie. We are playing all the way in the left-hand 4 column. Everybody move towards the left-hand 4 column. When the numbers above your head disappear, stop. If you get Doom, move back 1 tile. And we are now all going to go into the safe spot. Even if it kills you, everybody in the safe spot, please. Everybody in the safe spot. Even if it kills you, stay in the safe spot. Tank number 2 is alive. Fantastic. Let's get ready on the boss. Okay. Ether shields up. Ether shields up. Raid wide. Ether shields up. And this is the one that's going to require reflect orbs soon. So a bar is going to soon appear on your screen. There it is. There's the bar. It's called the Sovereignty bar. When it reaches 100, we are using light curtains. Light curtains, light curtains. Everybody use a light curtain or dodge the lightning. Light curtains up. Dispels on the queen, please. Dispels on the queen. And get inside the shell. Everybody inside the shell. Inside, inside. Back on the boss. If you have any dead, please start arising them. We'll see Relentless play 1 next. Everybody can go in the middle. Pay attention to the gunner. The gunner is between A and D. I'm currently standing next to him. And if you currently have a tether, you'll be going to wind. North Swain Glow is going to take us towards the left, towards Delta. We're going towards Delta. Tethers go to wind, everybody else to lightning. Open side to the gunner, north of D. Open side to the gunner. And now open side to a turret. Back on the boss. Tank 2, please invuln. If you've got any dead, please raise them. Tank number 3, puppy tank stance on, you can provoke. Alright, everybody into the middle. We are going to do Relentless play 2. Feel free to follow the circle. You can see the circle above my head. Please feel free to follow me. Alright, it's going to be a knockback with a queen cleave. Okay, we're knocking back to D. Stand on D. Everybody on D. Alright, we go into the middle. And we're going back towards D. Follow the circle. Follow the circle. All the way in this notch, please. Alright, back on the boss. Tank's still up. Perfect. And next thing we'll see is a raid wide. So ether shields up in all groups. Ether shields up in all groups. Cure 4 casters, use Cure 4, heal up your party, make your healers happy. And Super Chest 2 is coming up next. So get ready in the middle to find a safe spot. Same callouts as before, please listen, find a safe spot. Safe spot is south of C. And we're going to have 7 on 1, 6 in the corner, and 5 on 2. 7 on 1, 6 in the corner, 5 on 2. 7 on 1, 6 in the corner, 5 on 2. Alright, we are playing in the 2 column, so start moving towards and down the 2 column. If you get Doom above your head, move back 1 tile. Keep going until the numbers disappear. Wow, that's a really nice super chest. And everybody into the safe spot. That's an exceptional super chest. Alright. Let's arise the 2 people that are dead. Get back on the boss. Tank number 3, please use your invuln now. Please use your invuln now. And I'll provoke. Everybody is up. Everybody stack on C. We won't see Relentless play 3 though. I'm so confident. We have no deaths, so we don't need to LB. Well done, everybody. Everybody alive there right at the end. Look at all those achievements. That's amazing. Make sure to pick up your personal spoils, please. And we are going to take a nice photo at the back of the arena. That was a really smooth queen. So smooth. Look at all these wonderful cutscenes. Let's do a quick count of how many people got the clear there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 brand new clears. Asmin, congratulations on 5 clear achievement as well. That's absolutely awesome. Congratulations, everybody. That's amazing. And yes, the chest will always contain one of the augmented gears, 1 minion, and some fragments for you to pick up. And to get your doggo mount, you can do it on the outside from the achievements window. So make sure to do that when we get outside. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to do our best poses on the stairs at the back in front of the tree. If you've got things like, you know, firecrackers and whatnot, please use them. And then we'll get some G pose out. So much good stuff here. So good. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a really awesome few years on this server. Like, I'm so happy with the amount of people we can still get the mounts for. It's amazing. So thank you so much, everybody. You all do amazing things. No, I'm really glad you enjoyed it, and truly, like it, you know, just because you've cleared now, if you want to, you know, experience the content a bit more, get through with a little bit few deaths, personal challenge, maybe like Ausmin, you'd like the actual title that you get from doing this raid 5 times, maybe you want the gear, or maybe you just want to experience it with friends. Now that you know it's possible, bring your friends along, get them sign up, and yeah, we can help guide them through, get them their doggo mounts. We also do BA as well, so if you've not done Baldesian Arsenal, we can help with that. Get you your Osmo mounts from Baldesian Arsenal. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. We can go and step outside now. I'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening. It's been a really cool run. I haven't hosted in a while actually, but it's been a really cool run considering like considering that's been a while. So yeah, feel free to leave. I will disband the alliance so you don't have to listen to the horrible ticking noises. And if you've got any nice screenshots from the run, please post them in DR chat, not in DRS run chat, because the DRS run chat does get nuked after every run. If you put them in DR chat like Hitchu and Freya has, they will live forever in there, which is awesome. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed your evening. Thank you everybody, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys on the next run. Bye bye.